Our next presenter hosts a 3-hour dynamic freeform rhythmic adventure every Tuesday morning from 1 a.m. to 4 called Sonic Insomnia on WMPG 90.9. Now, again, with the introductions from other people, people I've never met, people that have never met me, and this is about this human being. Jeff Wax is one of the most interesting people I know. When I met him in 1995, he ran a busy private investigation agency in Portland called Atlantic International. But busy is, of course, a relative word. Hyper busy is perhaps a better word for Jeff in the 90s because he also found Dark Water Theater Company, which he ran out of his investigation agency from a super cool, eclectic multi-floor office on Middle Street in Portland. I'll never forget his production of Death and the Maiden, which was performed on the second floor of the former Free Street Taverna in Portland. It was a gutsy move. Later, Jeff pursued a drama-related PhD. One day, I opened in my email to find a communication from him. He had attached an academic essay about Shakespeare he had written and was trying to publish. By that point, I recall he was on his 14th revision. Jeff is a very, very busy man. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Wax.
Flashback to 1998. I'm an Irish journalist who's held hostage in Lebanon. I'm chained to the wall with another hostage, an American doctor named Adam. We hear Ella Fitzgerald singing. The American doctor says, "What was that?" I say, "My 8th and final record for Desert Island Discs." I ask, "Did you have Desert Island Discs in America?" He says, "No, what was it?" I say, "You pick 8 records and your favorite among the 8. I listened to the program all the time as a boy, growing up in Ireland. My character listened to the show every week as a boy. Me, as an actor, thought Desert Island Discs arose out of a playwright's imagination. It didn't. It was real." Flashback to 1942, Desert Island Discs show number 1. London was still half in ruins, where the show emanated from. It had been bombed during the Blitz. The grimness of life during the war gave a special poignancy to the conceit of Roy Plomley, an aspiring actor who had supported himself with odd jobs as a realtor, an astrologer, and as a movie extra before he had his brilliant idea that he pitched to the BBC. Rations had been cut in half, and the fantasy of a desert island, warm, bounteous, and Pacific, was one aspect of the show's appeal. Another was the subtext of self-sufficiency. And in that regard, perhaps every listener was a stoical castaway on the desert island that was Great Britain. Desert Island Discs first aired in 1942 on BBC Radio 4 in England, and it has become the second longest running radio program, surpassed only by the Grand Ole Opry, and the longest running factual program in the history of radio. The concept of the show is simple. Guests select the 8 songs they take with them if they were cast away on a desert island, assuming, of course, they had a listening device and an inexhaustible power source. The castaways are prominent, and they hail from academia, fashion and design, military, law, music, nature and conservation. They're prize winners and record breakers. They come from religion, royalty, aristocracy, sports, stage, and screen. But borrowing from the format of the BBC radio program, yet transformed appreciably, is a long-form interview program I'm curating and catalyzing on WMPG Radio every Monday morning that features castaways from the local community, whom I have identified as ordinary people who live their lives in extraordinary ways. The core strength of my show is that it's a gentle listen. We hear excerpts from each of our castaway selections. Discussion of their choices permits a review of their life through their musical selections, or how they weave their life story around them. And listeners have an opportunity to meet a variety of remarkable people from Maine up close and personal. I began producing Desert Island Discs this past spring. We've done 30 shows so far, and we're booked into May of 2013. Our guests aren't queens or lords or Nobel Peace Prize winners. They're lawyers and they're poets and they're undercover drug agents and they're comedians and they're theater directors and they're novelists and they're fine furniture makers and they're the music director of the Portland Symphony Orchestra and they're the president of the Maine College of Art and everyday moms and dads like many of you in the audience tonight. A recent castaway said to me, well, is this difficult? You know, what's involved? How hard is it to come up with 8 songs? It's very hard. He said, I'm asked to choose 8 songs to live with for the rest of my life and make them public. That's a tough assignment, with one exception. My list adheres to the 2 tests of time. For how many years and for how many listens can the music continue engaging, surprising, moving, fulfilling, and inspiring? We've had many guests. Tim Sample, for one. Tim Sample, well-known novelist, storyteller, household name in Maine. People ask me, what motivates you to pick these songs? I demand that my castaways on the show justify why they've chosen the songs. One of the songs in particular Tim picked was Desolation Row by Bob Dylan. It said, it takes me away from the cascade of references of visual images. It's about the Holocaust. There's all kinds of imagery. It's apocalyptic. I used to think I wanted to meet Bob Dylan, but I don't want to meet Bob Dylan. What the hell would you say to him? I think Bob Dylan is a savant. He's always claimed from the very beginning, he just pulls things out from the atmosphere. He chose, I heard the voice of Jesus. It meant one thing to me when I was a 20-something born-again Christian, but today it means something different. It takes me back. I had to pick between this song and The Messiah Will Come Again. It's a poignant song. This is Michelle Arcand. She's a person who beautifully melds her penchant for community organizing with a solid belief in the power of music to bring that community together. Radio, music, cheerleading. She's intensely enthusiastic about life and alive in the world. Michelle said to me, I've been thinking about Desert Island just since 1990. I did a work internship at a rock and roll radio station in New York, and I've always thought about the power of live music. And if I was ever on a desert island, I'd want live music with me. She picked a song by Brett Dennen to take her out of a dark hole. She said, all we have is the song that's going to remind me to chill out, that everything's going to be all right. You got to have a little love in the world. She discovered a band called War, and she said they embody everything. Hope and community and brotherly love and putting the message out there and giving people music that just makes them groove no matter where they are, no matter what dark hole you're going to climb out of, because this song, Get Down, is going to bring you out of that shell and you'll be dancing before you know it. And Michelle said, if I'm on an island, I better be dancing. So it's Desert Island Discs every Monday morning, 10:30 to noon on WMPG Radio. You can hear our shows archived at Public Radio Exchange, prx.org. All archived, all the complete shows are available for your listening pleasure. We'd love to have more guests, more castaways. Come up and see me before I leave. Let me know you'd like to be on the show. It's a lot of work, but a lot of fun and something I'm incredibly proud of.
Jeff Wax.